Hi, I'm Katie. So I was born in Indonesia to an Indonesian mom and an American father. Growing up, I was quite scared of my dad. He had a temper and it was just really easy to get him mad. So I just will never forget the day when we were at a grocery store and when this kid came up to say hi. I was too shy and I was scared, so I went to grab his hand and hide behind him, but he instead just yanked me forward, really angry. That's like one of my most prominent memories of my dad when I was a kid. My mom and my dad, I think I only have one happy memory of them together. And the rest is just like chaos. Like all they did was fight, and I remember seeing the aftermath of the living room after one of their fights. Like there was just broken stuff everywhere. There was like cards. I just remember that there was cards everywhere. And eventually they divorced when I was 11, and that didn't bother me, the divorce itself, but even after the divorce, they were still always fighting and all that stuff, and I never looked forward to Christmas or any kind of family gathering type thing. Like I just would say I wasn't close to them very much because of that. Then to make things worse, when I was in middle school, I found out that my dad cheated on my mom a lot, and that's the reason for their divorce. And as a kid who fully believed in the romantic fairy tale and kind of saw that as my ticket to happiness and really wanted to get validation from boys, when I found that out, that just completely crushed me, and I lost so much trust in my dad after that. And I did everything I could to say I was busy and I was hanging out with friends instead of going to see him during the weekends, since we didn't live together anymore. My mom was super depressed after the divorce. My sister and I would go days without seeing her, maybe sometimes up to weeks, and she would just go, she was drowning her sorrows in partying and hanging out with her friends and globe-trotting. They would just go off to other parts of the world without telling us, and I was okay with it. I thought I was having so much freedom as a teenager, and pretty much that just gave me reason to drown my own sorrows and a lot of partying. And I guess my dad does the same, and so I learned from my parents that the way to deal with emotions was through alcohol, and how to have fun or have a better life was through alcohol. In short, I really hated my parents, and I couldn't wait to go to college and get away from them. So I graduated from high school and I went to New York City, and this was when I really discovered how bad my social anxiety was. I didn't make any friends for 2 years while I was there, and I kept telling old friends that I was too busy to talk to them because I didn't want them to ask me how I was doing. And so I pushed them further and further away, and I went deeper and deeper into this long distance relationship that I had at the time, and I just became more and more reclusive. So fast forward a few years, I transferred schools and I got a BFA. I got some art jobs, but then I quit those jobs, then I got another one and quit another one. I had a relationship that I then ended because of a move, but then we got back together, and pretty much it was really feeling like my life was this giant mess, and I was really depressed, really unhappy with everything, and just really, really hated myself and where I was going. It was really looking like I was never gonna figure out how to be happy, that I was always gonna be making a mess of my life, that things were always gonna suck, and I really hated my parents for it. I really felt like they really fucked me up pretty much, and I thought I kept wishing if only I had better parents, if only they did this, if only they did that, and shit was just not looking good. Hi, I'm Katie. So I was born in Indonesia to an Indonesian mom and an American father. For the first 6 years of my life, I was living in like this island paradise in Lombok, Indonesia. I was a beach baby, and my earliest memory was my dad teaching me how to swim in one of the resort pools that we were living near. Yeah, it was really fun. I just played in the sand all the time, and it was gorgeous back when it was completely untouched. There were no tourists. It was awesome. And then we moved to the city when I was 6 because my dad wanted me to have a better education. At my first new school, I had this really toxic relationship with this one best friend. You know, it's the type of best friend who's like a complete bitch to you, but for some reason you still want her to like you. Like she totally takes advantage of you, but like is nice when she wants something from you kind of thing. Thank God my dad moved me again to another school because he really wanted me to have the best possible education that was offered here in Indonesia. So that was really, really great. There I was able to meet 7 of the most amazing girlfriends anyone could ask. Zoltan. I love those girls so much, and they were a really good, healthy influence on me. Looking back, my dad didn't live lavishly at all after the divorce. He was living in a small, like not that nice apartment, and I think he wanted to just make sure that I had the best education I possibly could get. Like he wanted to make sure he could afford it. I had a really fun high school experience. Here in Indonesia, there's no drinking age, so yeah, my friends had a lot of fun. And we worked hard though. We played hard and we worked hard. We would be on the phone with each other, helping each other stay awake whenever we're pulling all-nighters for an assignment, and then we would go out on the weekend. We had a lot of independence, a lot of freedom. We could pretty much go anywhere we wanted. It was a lot of fun. Then, once we graduated, we all split up to different parts of the world, so that's really cool. Now I have friends in all sorts of places, so whenever I decide to go visit London or New York or LA or Singapore, I always have some friends there, which is really, really nice. I didn't do a very good job keeping in touch with them when we were in college, but I'm really, really lucky that I have the kind of friends where when we all came back during the summer of our school years, it was like we never left. I'm really, really glad that I was smart enough to transfer schools to make sure that I got the education that I wanted. My first school, I just didn't feel like I was getting the art classes that I wanted where I actually could draw a figure, draw a face. And so then I transferred to another school where I really got that kind of education, and I am an even better artist because of it, I think. And that shows because I was able to get a Disney Interactive internship right after college, which was seriously an amazing experience. I met 2 of my now closest friends ever in that. One of them is like my freaking soulmate. I love her so much, and I will forever be grateful for that experience. And then I also got a job at Microsoft. So when I wasn't really feeling those jobs, when I didn't feel like they were quite right for me, and I wanted to go explore the world, my dad completely was, of course, like, yeah, of course, come home. Come live here until you figure out your next steps, until you know what to do next. And I feel really, really lucky that I have kind of like a place to fall back on whenever I'm trying to figure out my life. I found out later that my parents didn't plan to have me. My dad kind of suspected that my mom might have gotten pregnant on purpose to get some financial security, you know, keep the love going. And he said that he did consider for a second, you know, just giving her some money and sending her on her way. But he only considered that for a second because he knew that it was his daughter and he was gonna do it right. I thank him every day that he decided to keep me. I am really, really lucky for this life. I'm really lucky to have the body that I have, to have the mind that I have, to have the friends and family that I have, and everything that my parents were led me to become the person that I am today. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed those 2 stories. If you, obviously you know that that's the same story pretty much, but If you feel like you're relating a lot more to story 1, where you may be blaming your parents or blaming your circumstances for a lot of how you're feeling, I totally get it, okay? I really, really get it. I was there. I completely saw it as fact. Like, I didn't think that I could look at my past any other way. I really thought that, like, yep, these shitty things happen. This is why everything is the way it is, and I hate everything. I hate my parents. I hate what I had created in my life. This video isn't about how to actually change your story, but I just want you to know that it seriously is possible, because I was there when I thought it was completely impossible. And currently right now, I'm still in shock and still in like, whoa, I cannot believe that I'm able to see my past in a totally, totally different light. And some of you guys maybe have gone through worse things in that first story, but I promise you, there is ways to see it differently. I feel like I'm able to derive so much strength from the not so good parts of my past that if you've been through worse things than me, then dang, you don't realize how strong you actually are. If you're still breathing and living today, you're fucking strong. You just don't see it right now. But I promise you, I'm trying to show you that it's really possible. Okay, well, that's it for today. I hope this could help anyone be a little bit more self-reflective, or at least give you some hope that it is possible. All you have to do is learn it. All you have to do is learn how, and there's so many resources online that I'm constantly sharing. Read a lot of books, Google it, like figure it out. It's out there. All right, that's it for today, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.